Bullying. Who here has been affected by bullying? The federal government is now debating whether or not they should make a law or start creating a bill against bullying. This issue was brought up because of the recent suicide of the girl from BC called Amanda Todd. Everybody has basically heard her story and decided that it was time the government got involved. It involves all the young teenagers that have given up their lives because of bullying, and follows some MPs that have actually had some of their relatives been directly affected by bullying. Many different kinds of bullying exist in the world. Because of the technology that we have, it gives people more confidence to make fun of others so they feel better about themselves, and they don't feel like it's hurting them because they're behind a computer screen. But there are also different kinds of bullying going on in schools as well. It's forcing children to commit suicide in Canada, and the government is deciding that they need to stop this and try and pose a solution that will help children feel better about themselves or will stop bullying in its tracks. This issue affects every single Canadian. It affects the people being bullied, the bullies, because afterwards they may feel bad or they'll feel better about themselves depending on what happens to the person. It affects the families of the kids who have committed suicide, or the kids who feel like they're no longer pretty or smart enough or talented enough to mean something in the world. It affects the government because they're getting calls and emails. How many people are affected? Basically is a map of Canada completely colored in red, because every single person of the population is affected by bullying in some way. The government actually can't fix this even by creating a law. I feel that bullying will still happen even if there is a law against it, because the law will only go into action if the damage is done. This story affects us greatly because we are at the age where extreme cases of bullying is going to happen. This situation is going on everywhere in Canada, and having the government involved may make a difference. Things that the government can do to help is they can make speeches, they can get workshops together, offer after-school programs or anything to help people know that they're not actually alone. And the most important thing that I think the government should do is keep a surveillance on some of these social networks that we have, just so that they are aware of what's going on in Canada. The government just needs to rally behind people and support them. There isn't really a law that could ever stop this from happening in the world. Thank you for listening to my video, and I hope that you already knew this much about bullying. You know why? Ignore the meanies in the world.